All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to figure some stuff out here. Do you hear anything? Say hello, chat. Oh my God. Something is definitely amiss. All right, give me a moment here. Everything's falling apart. Thumbs up in the chat if you can hear. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe, maybe, maybe. All right. I am up now. If you can hear anything, let me know in the chat because... Oh, everything seems to be a little bit... Oh, it seems like that's going. So it looks like you might hear something. Any kind of emotion at all would help everybody. Just throw a big giant thumbs up somewhere in something and say hello in the chat. That way I know that you can hear me. Hopefully you hear me. All right, let's pop a cold one here because it is the 21st edition of TikTok Trash Tuesday. Everybody, we are back again, ready to talk some more crap about people around the internet and see what they're talking about movie wise. You know, make fun of some people. That's what I like to do. I like to save people's things, bring them to a secluded part of the internet that I call my channel, and I like to talk smack there, not in public where they can see, but in private where a handful of you fine people will end up being. And appreciate you for hanging out there today. Hello. All right, it looks like somebody can hear me. That's a good thing. So let's get rolling here. Hopefully I have everything set up in my thing correct here. Let me make sure my... Is this the right one? Is this the right? Nope, that's not right. That's not right. This one? Maybe. We'll find out. Here we go. Yeah, I know. I know what we're doing. Give me just a second here. Putting it all together for all of the people on the vertical stream and the horizontal stream. We're doing it all here, people. It's TikTok Trash Tuesday, and we're back at it yet again. Let me see. I gotta frame myself for 2 streams now here and everything. So here we go. So like I said, what we normally do here on TikTok Trash Tuesdays is I go out to the interwebs, to TikTok itself, and I pull out specifically movie-related TikToks to bring them back here and talk to you fine people about it. And like I said, we're going to make fun of some people. Maybe we'll learn a little something. Who knows? Because I only watch a couple of seconds of each of these. I find out that it is movie related, and then I save it to my phone. I dump it out here on Tuesday, plaster them all in a row in a big giant edit, and bring it out here for you fine people to break down in stupid fashion on the internet, as I'm often want to do. So let's kick it off with TikTok Trash Tuesday number 21. Let's go.
So,
see, now this is where I was afraid the audio was going to have a problem. And again, can anyone hear me? All right, because we're having some problems here. Oh, there's that. Okay. All right, we're starting to figure something out, I think. Let's do this and figure out if this does right now. Here, geez whiz, crashing out.
So, my idea for a Christmas movie.
Guys, Quentin Tarantino is live here in person, and he's going to tell us what his new Christmas movie idea is. I'm excited. You'd watch a Quentin Tarantino one. He's here to tell us what his new Christmas idea is. Let's hear him out.
It's kind of messed up.
This is a pretty good. I can't believe it's. I do believe it's him. I do believe it's him.
Basically, the North Pole is taken over by Viet Cong. They back.
They back.
And the only people that can save them are the OGs, the Wu-Tang Clan. That's right, we're doing a whole reunion of the crew. RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon the Chef, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, everybody.
What about Old Dirty Bastard? Is he live and uncut? Is he back from the dead? Have you guys seen ODB's kid going out with Wu-Tang? Numero uno looks just like him. Numero dos sounds just like him. It's kind of freaky. Now, they tried the same thing with Bradley's kid from Sublime, and hasn't been working out so well, according to most folk.
Now, you may be wondering, Quentin, who's playing Old Dirty Bastard? ODB can't be coming back. ODB coming back, ain't no question about it. Old Dirty Bastard will be played by Christoph Waltz, baby.
Perfect. I would watch a Christoph Waltz ODB. Him doing Shimmy Shimmy Ya would just be chef's kiss. What's next?
I'm so tired of weird but good movies being treated like they are so bad they're good movies. What I mean by that is, like, this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
Nobuhiko Kobayashi's House. This is a weird but good movie.
Oh, it a weird movie. There's no doubt about that. I have a house sticker that's actually, well, it's a vinyl thingy, one of those vinyl deals that's kind of like a sticker, but it's not really a sticker. It's a vinyl. And I got that on my refrigerator that I've carried with me 10, 15 years almost at this point. It's just a circle of that face, the big orange face there and everything. Love it.
This is a bizarre.
And I got it when I went to see House in 35 millimeter, which I've done twice, and then once in non 35 millimeter digital and everything. What's with you, baby? Wow, what you crying about? You're just looking over at the wall and he's just being a little baby. I don't know what's. All right, he's like, get on with the video. You stop yakking.
Or nightmarish, dreamlike comedy thing.
Oh man,
but
hilarious.
It's a good movie. It's thoroughly good. It's meant to be the way it is, as compared to something like The Room.
Right. House was meant to be a silly kind of crazy thing that his daughter dreamt up, and he put out on, film in 1977. And Tommy Wiseau, depending upon who you talk to, who you listen to, and things like that, may have laundered some money in order to make The Room. Or, there's a lot of read What's His Nuts book there, The Con Artist.
This was not meant to
call The Con Artist The Disaster Artist. There's too many artist books out there.
Be the way it is. It's okay to laugh at this movie for being terrible because it's just.
How many times have I seen that one? I think I've seen both versions. I've seen House and The Room probably the same number of times on the big screen. Again, what does that say about me?
It's terrible. It's not what it was supposed to be. My real issue here and what I'm talking about isn't like people watching this at home and laughing at it and shouting at the screen, whatever people are doing. My problem is I've seen this movie in the movie theater twice now, and both times I had the same exact experience. People clearly walk into the theater with the expectation that this movie is going to be so bad it's good, and they just...
Really? I mean, maybe I just went in with zero expectations the first time that I saw it because, like, honestly, I thought it was going to be more of a scary movie than it was. The fact that it was hilarious was awesome. But I thought, like, oh, this is going to be, because we saw it, like, in October. So it was, like, supposed to be, like, a spooky, scary kind of thing. And we're like, ooh, it's called House. Look at this demonic-looking cat over the house there and everything. It looks freaking scary, dude. Let's roll. And it's a scary movie, so to speak. But it is more of a comedy. It's hilarious and very, very funny. And I every time I've seen it, people have quite enjoyed it and laughed a whole bunch. And maybe I don't know. He's going to different expectations, I suppose.
Laugh. They just laugh the whole time, and they laugh at things that make no sense, and they laugh at things that shouldn't be laughed at. And it just irks me.
What do you mean it irks you?
Because it feels like there's this literacy problem where people...
Oh, no. They're not reading anything. They're watching it, homie. Come on.
Do absolutely no research about what they're going to go see, or they make up their mind before they go in, and they decide, oh, this is going to be this way, so I'm just going to laugh at it the whole time.
Well, what are you talking about? The movie's hilarious. Or is he pissed off that people are laughing at House? And they're not laughing at House because it's so good, it's bad. They're laughing at House because it's funny. House is a hilarious movie. A piano eats a girl, for Christ's sakes. A decapitated girl's head bites another girl's butt. What's going on, dude? What are you talking about? That movie is slapdash hilarious. What are you on about, man?
And they use it as an excuse to just completely throw out all consideration and care for everyone around them.
Oh, boo-hoo. Every time I've seen House on the big screen, guess what? Everyone's laughing. You want to know why they're laughing? What they're seeing on screen is funny, dog. It's meant to be funny. This was dreamt up by a 12-year-old girl. That's what this movie's about. 12-year-old girl told her dad this story, and basically he's like, all right, I'm going to flesh that out and make it a movie. And sure shooting he did. And it's hilarious.
And I want to make a point of saying that this movie is supposed to be funny. So
wait a minute, you realize it's supposed to be funny. They're laughing at the fact that it's funny, and now you're pissed off that they're laughing that it's funny? What gives? Well, they had a different expectation, and then when they started laughing and having a good time with it, now I'm angry. Huh? Where's the logic in that?
I do think it's extra pronounced with this movie because it's so bizarre. But this also happens in movies that are not funny at all. Like, I went to go see Perfect Blue at the same theater.
I don't know what that is. Looks like anime shit that looks like this guy would see.
There's nothing funny happens in this entire movie. It
I don't know, buddy.
is strictly a horror film. It's really bad. It deals with a lot of really dark stuff. But there were still
But it's got anime titties in it, right?
people just laughing at the most bizarre.
One of those kind of things, like because come on, some of that is fun.
Bizarre and inconsiderate moments. I just want people to give good, weird movies the respect they deserve.
He just wanted to tell you that he saw that other movie and he thought it was good. He wanted to get some extra points in there. He didn't have any real point to make there. He's just like, duh, people were laughing at this movie, and I saw this one. This one was real good, but they were laughing at get mad at the other bit. Don't get mad at House because they didn't think it was supposed to be fun. What are you talking about? All right, let's move on.
All I want a discussion about this in film going communities, because it feels like
Okay, all right. So Matt says that the Perfect Blue is a good movie, and that's fair enough. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad. I got nothing on it. Like I said, I don't know from nothing. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
like a huge problem.
Huge problem.
I've noticed a disturbing trend on how men love to improvise on set. So let's
Okay, this is interesting. First of all, I'm what are we even on about here? Now, and I have dealt with a little bit of improvising on sets. In film school and whatnot, you hire a lot of kind of questionable talent actors. Right? You audition those actors and the best ones that you can find. You go ahead and say, I'm going to cast you in this film. And then you get to see them and like you get a good enough impression of them. You hire them for the thing. And then as time goes on, maybe you might have them do a little bit of improv on set. And if you're anything like any movie that I ever worked on, when you start giving people the ability to improv, what they start to do is just curse a lot. Really, really bad. I don't think that's where she's going to go with this. Who's to say what's going to happen? Like I said, this is where I stop videos. I save them, and this is when I bring them back and talk about them with you. Who knows what this chick's going on about? Let's go.
Let's talk about it. Let's start with my first example. In Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal is meant to have a mental breakdown and kind of shake up the medicine cabinet.
Agree with that. And one of the, I think the best movie of that year. It just got announced for a 4K Blu-ray, and they showed us the steelbook of it. Oh my Lord! Talk about terrible. It's like it's the most unrepresentative steelbook cover I've seen in quite some time. But if I had it pulled up here, I would show you. But I don't. It'd take too much hassle. But what's her complaint about Nightcrawler? Yeah, I know the scene.
He does that, but he also decides to shatter the mirror with his bare hands.
Okie dokie.
Not only did he destroy the set, which normally would be a bigger deal because they'd have to do another take, but in this case, they won't be doing another take. but they will be taking Jake Gyllenhaal to the hospital. This man had to get 46 stitches because of his improv.
Okay. So he paid the price. Sometimes you got to pay the price for good art. I think that's what some people would say. I mean, he made a decision for himself. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, we're talking about Prisoners coming up, so that's going to be a fun blast. Let's see what she's got there.
Let's look.
Oh, I do know this one, I think. I think we covered this one way back when.
At Hugh Jackman in Prisoners. There's a scene where he's interrogating this man and he takes a hammer.
This man, pardon me, madam. Put some respect on the Paul Dano over here, lady. My word. This man, pardon me, holy.
To the sink. Was this in the script? No. Did this give the set designer a heart attack? Probably.
Did it fucking work and was it amazing in that scene? Damn right it did. Say what you will, it was amazing. Do artists very often go overboard and do things they ought not to in times of, whatever the hell's going on in their brains while this is going on? Sure. But as long as nobody got hurt.
But again, he's revered as
Now, if somebody gets hurt, that's not a good thing. I'm not saying that, but as long as nobody got hurt.
improvising this scene. How amazing it is to see a man break something in anger.
Oh, you're just pissed off because you don't have enough upper body strength to ruin something. Get out of here, girl. You just jealous. You just jealous. You want a little bit of peanut butter for all that jelly.
But let's keep going.
Yes, let's do.
In American
Kevin Spacey was a D-bag. We're all shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
Beauty, Kevin Spacey takes his
Why the sarcastic tone? American Beauty. Is this what you think an announcer voice is? Oh, my.
plate and in a fit of anger slams it against the wall. Supposedly in the script, he was just supposed to throw the asparagus on the ground and he chose to hit.
Who's throwing asparagus on the ground? I'm calling bullshit. I don't know what Alan Ball's, and see, I knew who fucking wrote this thing, and I didn't have to look that shit up. Alan Ball wrote the screenplay for American Beauty, and I don't see Alan Ball saying he dropped the asparagus on the floor. What do you know about Alan Ball? Motherfucker, he's a dramatic boy. He's a dramatic boy. I don't buy that one.
The wall. Now Kevin Spacey.
This lady I think she works in set deck or props or continuity or something. And this is her just going off because she's pissed off about people ruining her job and making her job a little bit more hassle.
Spacey has been denying that this happened.
Okay. Because it doesn't sound like he throws the asparagus on the floor. Fucking what? No.
But Kevin Spacey has also been denying a lot of things lately.
Oh, my God. An accusatory tone. Innocent until proven guilty and not here in America, I suppose.
But this scene right here from Saltburn, I
never saw Saltburn. Anybody see that? I heard good things. I heard bad things. It was one of those, like, I don't know, you didn't sell me with the title Saltburn and everybody just going, it sucks or it's great, it's confusing, I don't know what this is. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit at this point.
told Barry he could do whatever he wanted in this
Well, yeah, they do be doing that.
scene. And what we know he does is take off his clothes and
You don't have to take your clothes off to have a good film. Oh, no, we can dance and party. No?
thrust, to put it nicely, on the grave.
Oh, really? Okay. Dig this. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to say something unfounded. I don't know this. I don't know this is a fact. I might be pulling this directly out of my butt. But I will go out on a limb and say that Florence Pugh is naked in Oppenheimer on account of her. I don't think that was written anywhere. I think all of the nudity that is in Oppenheimer was put on her. She said, I'll do it, but I want to do this scene naked. I think this, because it doesn't make any sense to be there. That the conversation that they're both having while they're both naked, it's like the symbolism is that they have nothing in between them. No shit, Sherlock. Are you okay, bud? We might have to take a break. I mean, see what the dog's going on about here. You broke my train of thought here, pal. All right, let's go on. He was just like, move on.
That's just a man improvising.
Oh, so my point was, that's what I was talking about. Florence Pugh was the one who probably did this. This was her just kind of improvising. Just like, hey, I'm bringing a little something to myself to think. And we went from an Oppenheimer being a PG-13 movie to being an R movie because she wanted to, show off the goods. And I'm not complaining. I want to sit here and tell you I'm on the complaining bus because I most assuredly am not. But I feel like that was all her. I just don't look at all the other Christopher Nolan films out there. How much female nudity you see in them? Butt kiss. Just saying.
Lord help me.
No, she'd be needing some help too. Lady, you're a little dramatic. I feel like she is somebody who works in the film industry. I think probably in continuity, and people been doing stuff to the set, and it's been driving her a little bit bananas. I understand it. I get you, lady. I get you. Congrats on the 21 live shows, Adam. TikTok trash can now drink. Here's the thing, and I have tons of alcohol in the house. I just I don't drink a ton. So even though I have like the day off tomorrow and everything, I'm not tying one on. And frankly, I got to get through all this damn TikTok trash Tuesday so I can go to the gym because I'm missing out on that today. Let's roll.
Practical effects are always better than CGI.
We could turn it off there. We could turn it off there. We could, but I'm not going to. We're going to give the man a little bit more chance to stretch his legs there. Let him cook a little bit.
And that is some weapons grade bullshit. Here's the thing. CGI was invented for a reason. To do the things that practical effects couldn't do. Now, do I think CGI is overused at times? Sure.
Yeah.
Do I think there needs to be a healthy mix of CGI and practical effects? Yes.
All right, real fast. And we'll be talking more about Lord of the Rings later on in this show. But the original Lord of the Rings trilogy did this better than anyone else. They had the best blend of old school and new school effects. Old school when they absolutely could, and new school when they couldn't accomplish what they wanted to, with practical effects. And they held up for so long. It was like 20 years before you really started to see the seams on that stuff. It held up for such a long time. And even today, most of it still holds up pretty darn well.
But I really dislike the idea that practical effects are always better than CGI. That is just not the case. Without CGI, you could not have gotten Lord of the Rings. The Marvel movies wouldn't exist without them, and for some people, that might have been a good thing. Titanic.
For some people, that might have been a good thing. Titanic, another great combination of real stuff and CGI.
There's only so far you could have taken that movie without CGI. So Avatar, those movies definitely would exist without CGI. Hell,
we'll talk about them later.
Didn't make it until the CGI was ready. So for me, when people say practical effects are always better than CGI, I kind of just shake my head and just think they're just saying that just to say it. Because if they really thought about it, they would realize that every tool in the toolbox is necessary and every tool has its use.
He says necessary, and maybe it is and maybe it isn't. When it's necessary, yes. But when it's not necessary, why reach for that other tool, right?
I think a mixture of both works great. I think if you're in a situation where CGI is the more affordable option, then you should do that. But ultimately, CGI...
Oh, no. You got to have a real Godzilla in there. That's the only way it works. You ain't putting a real Godzilla on screen, you ain't earning my $14, buddy.
CGI is a great tool. It just needs to be used in the right way.
Absolutely. When you need it, and throw it away when you don't. Mandalorian, I'm looking in your direction. What's next?
Yesterday, I did a list of some of the most underrated horror movies from the past year. Now let's do some of the most overrated horror movies from the past year.
Okay, I haven't seen many, so let's see what we got and what maybe I have seen and certainly what I would want to avoid. And I feel like The Long Walk I would want to avoid because I don't know, Stephen King stuff has not been hitting lately. It just has, boy, it's been leaving me cold.
The Long Walk simply did not work for me. A lot of the emotional beats feel haphazardly slapped together, and
Again, have you seen Stephen King walk? A man don't want to be walking these days, so yeah.
unearned. For instance, the backstory behind Garrity's dad being a dissident as well is such an eye-rolling, corny-ass scene. David Johnson's performance is the only thing worth revisiting this movie for. I think in the right hands this could have been something special, but as constituted, one of the biggest letdowns of the year. Rated R gateway horror movies is an oxymoron and just something that I can't get behind. Admittedly, my kids skew younger, but Clown in a Cornfield would have been something I could have taken them to if it didn't feel like Rob Zombie directed a Disney slasher.
Ooh. Rob Zombie directing a Disney slasher. It's almost like Eli Roth directing House with the Clock on the Walls. That was good, though.
Comedic elements don't work. The slasher elements don't work. I fucking hate this story, and I fucking hate this clown.
Wow. Rough.
Dream Eater is being touted as one of the...
Oh, Dream Eater, I believe you can get me through the night. I'm going to put a little auto-tune on that, and that'll be just fine.
scariest movies of the year, but it was just so one note for me. Instead of a build-up, this movie just sort of plateaus. A lot of the nighttime
I'm sorry.
scares just feel really repetitive. Now, I did enjoy this a lot more than any other movie on this list. It's just a movie that I would never revisit, nor did I think the scares were all that effective.
Man, I feel like I got to see it just to be able to be singing that song for another day or two.
Black Phone 2 feels like a comedy of errors. The first
I did not care for the first Black Phone movie, ergo, I did not want to go see Black Phone 2.
hour is dedicated to bringing people up to speed with the events of the first movie.
Oh, so it's like a Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
The grabber on ice just it doesn't do it for me. And I found the mythology that they tried to add to his character confusing and hard to follow. Does he exist in the dream world? Does he exist in the real world? Does it matter? I don't know. Last but not least,
I don't know. I didn't care for that first one. The idea of like revisiting that world again, it's like, why, bro?
I'm fully aware that Welcome to Derry is not a movie, but this is some of the most overhyped horror content to grace our community.
I could not imagine wanting to watch an HBO Welcome to Derry show. I just like kiss my ass. No way, dude.
Since Longlegs, the CGI used in some of these episodes is the worst that I've ever seen for such a
yes,
large budget production.
Oh man.
And nearly every episode is marred by some half-baked CGI creature. I love the inclusion of Dick Halloran and trying to tie in a bunch of different Stephen King elements, but this ain't it. And the anticipation of Pennywise's arrival doesn't even matter anymore. I've already jumped ship and I'm not coming back.
Oof. Big oof on that one. Oh, yeah, Adam, did you see Together, the movie about the couple whose bodies start merging? Yes, I did. Saw that one in the theater and quite enjoyed it. I thought that was a real good one this year. Again, and it's funny. It's funny when watching certain things about like relationships and stuff like that. This was a movie that was like this for me. Midsummer was a movie like this where I could like watch this relationship on screen, and I've been both of these people at the same time and like in different ways and stuff like that, where it's just like you're watching just like, oh, this hits home in a weird way. All right. Yes. I'm going to take a quick break here. I think the dog needs to go out for something. He's kind of bugging me here. So let me put this up real fast and we'll be right back here. Give me just a sec. Listen to the lo-fi track. Be right back. Come on, big boy. All right, everybody's left. All right. Thanks for that. He had to pee. I was just like, he keeps bothering me, man. All right, moving on. What's next?
I cannot wait. Who's scoring it?
Thomas Newman.
Yo,
No, I know, bro.
Me?
I know.
Sean Levy reveals legendary composer for his new Star Wars film, Geeking Out. Here with the old Matt McCarthy.
Oh, bro.
Oh, my
no,
gosh.
I literally.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't know
What?
if that's public, so now it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I think we're breaking news here on film.
Into the mic, Sean. Into the mic. This is where all the sound. You've been in this business how long?
Film with Kevin McCarthy.
Damn right. I love
Kevin, did I say Matt? Matt McCarthy's the other guy. This is Kevin McCarthy. He looks like more like a Kevin. I don't know why I didn't.
Tom
Thomas
Newman,
Newman.
you understand. Like,
Oh my
if
gosh.
you asked me to name my favorite scores,
Oh, God.
5 of the top 10 are Tom Newman.
Oh, yeah.
All of mine are John Williams.
Shawshank, Road to Perdition, Nemo, American Beauty.
Yeah.
The guy is a maestro.
One of those things is not like the other.
And
Oh.
I was thinking about this movie and what I need the music to be, because it wants to be sort of classically inspired, but no, it's not going to be remixes of Williams cues. It may be inspired by some of that, but
You got to have at least a tiny little sprinkling in there. A feel alike, if you will, just a little juice on it. You know what I'm saying?
I knew that I need a big-hearted movie score
Hell yeah.
from a composer who, like John Williams, doesn't shy away from themes. In other words, every movie should have a musical theme. Deadpool and Wolverine has it. Adam Project. I think every movie needs it.
And Rob did an amazing job. On
Agreed.
Deadpool,
And
Wolverine.
Simonson is phenomenal. He did Adam Project and Deadpool and Wolverine. But what John Williams sort of embraces is a movie can have multiple themes. And so if he speaks of this, there was Leia's theme. There was the Force theme, known as Binary Sunset. There's the Imperial March. So not shying away from myriad musical signatures.
It sounds like at least the music is going to be correct in Sean Levy's Star Wars here, because he understands the thematics of it all and how it should actually work. So we at least going to be good in that department. And honestly, that gives me hope for everything else, because if he's smart enough to understand that little bit, and that's a bit that you would think of later in the process, something that you would think of down the line. If he's thinking that innate right now, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign.
That help tell the narrative alongside and in addition to the words and the images. So I called up Tom Newman. You understand, like, I'm a fan. Like, the way you reacted, that's how I feel too, Kevin. And I said, hey, it's Sean Levy. Would you ever consider? And he said, send me the script and describe your vision. And I did both those things, and it was yes.
Dude.
It was yes, and I'm so stoked.
That just made my whole day.
Good.
Seeing you outside and giving you a hug was one level. That just leveled up the entire day for me.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited
What
about
a
it.
brilliant choice.
Nice. Listen, we pray for Star Wars around these parts. We want Star Wars to be good, but we're also very realistic at this point. Star Wars, she ain't what she used to be. It's very different now. It was like when we decided to kind of stop going to the Star Wars celebration. Eventually, it was just like we got there and it was like, this isn't for us anymore. So we were just kind of like, okay. I mean, it's great that other people can enjoy this sort of thing, but maybe it's not for us. So, sometimes you can just move on. It's fine.
Guess how many movies were sold to studios this year? I'll give you a hint. There's 11,500 WGA members right now that are currently like active-ish. Studio meaning like Disney, Fox, who are going to like make the movie. You'd think maybe like, okay, this is a kind of an off year, maybe like 2-3% of people.
Okay. Guess how many movies were sold to studios this year? sold to studios. I'm going to say, because they're not developing their own stuff, 40, maybe 40.
Have sold a movie, so maybe like 200, 300 movies? The answer is 25.
See, yeah, I was closer than him, you know, if we're going golf rules here and everything. Yeah, a lot of the IP that they're putting out and stuff these days is acquired, you know, outside of something else, and is therefore kind of their internal sort of thing. Ergo, like Warner Brothers, for example, is not going out and buying a lot of things to bring in. They're doing all of their kind of stuff in house. Now you'll find somebody that will like develop something like your Blumhouse, and then get somebody like, you know, say Paramount to then distribute that work out, you know, further. You know, I think Twisted Pictures did it with Lionsgate and stuff like that. So you have those things that are out there, but you know, so it's not all quite cut and dry. But that's about what I would figure. You know, because a lot of them are just doing kind of their own internal stuff, and very few movies these days are like, you know, bought at Sundance, so to speak.
25 spec scripts were sold this year. Spec script meaning you write the script and then you sell the script to a studio for them to make it. And out of those 25 scripts, oh,
well, yeah. Well, I mean, again, okay, if we're talking scripts here, and not finished films, so that's even worse. You're right. So I probably would have thought it might have been less than that. Because yeah, they're gonna use all their insider stuff, dude. They're not gonna do other people, and if they do, they're just gonna rip them off so they don't have to pay them.
I believe like 3 of them were written by like the same person. So only about 20 people out of 11,500 people sold work this year.
Okay, that means the rest of y'all gotta get to work, bitches.
If you like, I think probably if you're in the WGA, you can get this information, or if you have like an agent or manager, like they should be, these lists are all going around right now. So
of course, if you weren't in a union, you could just write something and you could have your own little thing here and you could make your own stuff, but you don't want to do that. You want to be beholden to some, you know, listen, I'm just saying your way of working is dead. It's gone. It's over. It's not sustainable. Not like this. It was meant to make sure that everybody got a fair wage, not everybody effed in the A for the rest of their lives, dude. Come on.
When we're saying that the industry is in dire straits right now,
yeah,
like we're seeing big writers that like can't sell their shows. Like
right, because why? Because who's watching? Why would they watch? You guys have really screwed yourselves on this one, everyone. We used to have so few choices. And people just had to watch what you had. Now there's too many choices and no one gives a damn, and your stuff isn't nearly as good as you think it is.
Literally, Ellen Pompeo tried to take out like a medical show because everyone's like, oh, we're looking for like medical procedurals. Like literally, Miss Gray herself cannot sell it.
No, television's dead. Are you guys ridiculous? What's going on?
Big showrunners cannot sell their shows. Then
right, because they're expensive and people ain't watching. And if people ain't watching, the budgets can't be big. And if the budgets can't be big, their, you know, stuff can't be met and the show can't be met. There you go. I bet they'd probably want to do the show, but they wouldn't do the show for as little as they'd want to do it for.
We're told to spec a script, which, you know, sure, you can get it independently financed. But right now we have like a 0.02% chance. And that data is kind of overwhelming. I just got dinner with like 3 very high level writers. All 3 of them, no staffing meetings. And like their reps are telling them that they're trying their hardest and they are not really getting them any meetings or any leads. And these are like big writers. And so if they're not getting leads and I'm like a mid-level writer, I don't know, if you're a writer, like what is your plan? Like what are you doing? I'm just very curious because
your unions will not save you. They may end up giving you a quote fair wage, but they will not save your job. They will not create new jobs for you. Now they'll take money from you once you gotten one of them jobs, but they ain't gonna be going out and purposely making one for you. It's rough.
I'm fortunate that I feel like I pivoted to like social media at like maybe like a good time, and also like I have an affinity for it. But the people that like, you know, you went into this industry to be a writer, like what are you pivoting towards? Because like the people that I talk
McDonald's. Pivot towards McDonald's. Would you like to biggie size that? That's Wendy's. Do they even do that anymore? I don't think they can call it biggies. I haven't been to a Wendy's in forever. I haven't been to a McDonald's in forever either. If I'm going fast food, it's usually Taco Bell.
they're like pivoting towards teaching and, you know, wanting to like.
And that's what most writers end up doing, because guess what? Writing for 99.99% of people is not a profession. It's a hobby. Is streaming my profession? Hell no. Look at me. I'm you know, we're doing nothing. I'm not stupid enough to think that this is that though either, right?
Do photography and like thinking of getting out of this industry. And if you are thinking, I'm just like kind of wondering, like, what is your game plan?
You should be getting out of that industry, my man. It ain't doing you no goods. Sean Levy did direct Real Steel, so Star Wars Starfighter will be at least that good. I believe that you are correct, my friend. I got really good hope in him, and yeah, Real Steel was fantastic, and another great example of using CGI when it was appropriate and using real practical effects when appropriate. I mean, he killed it. He absolutely killed it in that movie. And you watch it and you just go like, I most of the time you're like, I can't tell which is which. Is this real or is this CGI? And that's when you know they're doing a damn fine job.
I don't mind being afraid. I want an adventurous life. I want it. And don't be so afraid to be afraid or nervous. The important thing is to keep pursuing your dreams and finding accurate things that are going to add to your life and to others. You know, the way that I look at life, I don't live it for myself. I know that to live my life, I'm thinking of others. And to lead is to serve. Not to tell people what to do, but to help them to be better. That's kind of what I do.
Listen, man. Good stuff to live by right there. Listen, Tom Cruise is a little bit of wacky. We all know that. But at the same time, too, man, once you stop talking about it, we all stop caring. Right? We all stop caring right away. We're just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Guess what? He's cool. It's all right. And like you don't hear about like, you know, who he voted for or anything else like that. Tom Cruise just be Tom Cruise. And frankly, I think that's what we want out of all of our celebrities. Stop being political mouthpieces. Stop being, you know, jokers that want to, you know, toot your own horn. Promote your new project. Shut the fuck up and leave us alone. That's it. We don't want to hear about the machinations of your life. Shut up already. Oh, look at me. Well, I'm tired of looking at y'all. Y'all need to quit. But the money, the money is what keeps them there. That's the sad part. It's just like, well, I got to get more money. And yet the people just go like, oh, everyone should be, you know, everyone should all have the same thing. It's like, that's easy for a rich person to say.
There's a key difference between these two movies. And it's
one's a sequel and one's the original. Got him.
To these moments right here. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York is basically a remake of Home Alone. Director Chris Columbus has admitted that. He just remade the first film beat for beat in a different city with higher stakes. There's a
Yeah. But you know what the problem that I had? You want to know what the problem I had with Home Alone 2 was? And my problem was not like most people's problems. No, sirree, Bob. My problem is I read the Home Alone 2 Lost in New York novelization before I saw the film. That's right. Adam, who don't read no books, read that book cover to cover. Big Home Alone fan, so I saw a Home Alone 2 book and I was like, brother, I got to get me one of them. Picked up that book, read the whole damn thing. They had the talk boy in it and everything. But there was a whole lot of words in that book And let me tell you something. Those words did not translate onto the screen for Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. I was pissed. And I don't think I would be anywhere near as pissed until I would later on see, again, another sequel, The Lost World, Jurassic Park. I read that book. I love the book. The movie, piece of garbage. Now, Sean will tell you that the book is bad, but I don't know no better. So I'm saying the book is good. But that movie, atrocious. So, you know, that's the difference. Home Alone 2, far better book than it was a movie.
The crucial narrative difference between these films that I believe gives the first film a little bit more heart than the second film. It has
You're telling me that the first one's a better movie? Hold on now. Hold on. What are you saying? Are you telling me the movie is better? Oh, all right, let's hear him out.
Has to do with these.
Bronson's he's shocked.
Two specific breaking of the fourth wall moments that you see in both films. Both moments come right at the end of the first act, basically.
I made my parents disappear.
Right after the inciting incident. It's what.
You drooling or something? What's going on over there? What's with you, pal? You're being real weird tonight, man.
He says in each of these moments that changes everything about what these two movies are about. In Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Kevin McAllister knows what's happening. What he says at this moment is,
My family's in Florida. I'm in New York.
In Home Alone 2, he
Yeah, I didn't like that line delivery. I'm going to be honest with you, kids. That one didn't do it.
Understands that he has inadvertently gotten on the wrong airplane and traveled to the incorrect city. Understands that his entire family has gone to Florida while he has flown to New York. In this moment, what Kevin says is this.
I made my family disappear.
Right, because in the first one, he was, a little younger. Right? Yeah.
In Home Alone, Kevin does not understand what's going on.
Well, he does later. Like he has the innocence of a child at that moment. But yeah, and I'll tell you this: having fought off to wet bandits there and everything, I'm sure that child would have grown up quite a bit and then could understand him being left behind after all that trauma. Yeah, I could understand that.
There's a childlike innocence to Kevin that is not present in the second film. Kevin,
again, trauma will do that to you. Yes.
Believes in the first film that he has wished his family out of existence. He does not understand that his...
No, he does later. Like, he's not a stupid child. He's a child there, but eventually, the dum-dum wears off and he goes, oh, I've put two and two together.
His family accidentally went on...
His family doesn't show up at the end. He goes, motherfucker, I thought you all disappeared. No, he just goes, oh, thank God.
On the trip without him and left him home alone. While it may appear that the stakes are higher in the second one, I would argue that they're actually higher in the first one. Because in Home Alone, Kevin now believes that he is by himself and has no family. In Part 2, Kevin understands that his family still exists, they're just in Florida. This is why, again, in my opinion, the first film has a little bit more emotional weight to it. He bounds down the stairs on Christmas morning shouting for his mother. He is hoping that he has wished her back into existence. All this...
Well, yeah, it's just like it's like a bad dream for him. Again, he was a kid. That's where the kid stuff started peeking in and stuff, and you saw like the real kid there, who knew his parents were gone. They were missing, but he didn't, I don't think he thought they were I don't think he disappeared them in his mind.
A similar scene in Home Alone 2 certainly has some emotional weight to it. Reality is that what Kevin is wishing for here is that his mother just travels from Florida to find him in New York. And he sees his mother here. This character has discovered the true meaning of the holiday and has wished his mother back to him. Both of these are, of course, fantastic films. I think it's Kevin's innocence in the first film that allowed that movie to resonate a little bit more.
Oh boy. All right, whatever. Let's go. Let's move on.
Can we stop with the Avatar movies?
I said this after the first Avatar movie. I said, this is no good. This sucks. Why we need more of these? Then they made a second one. And like the dum-dums that we are, we all went to go see it because it's James Cameron, and you can't always count James Cameron out. And just when you think James Cameron couldn't cut it, couldn't fill it, he comes in and makes a part 2 that makes you go, we don't even need part 1. You can just watch part 2. It kind of recaps the first part of part 1 and then, finishes up a story and leads you into the next part. It's better. I wouldn't have thought it. And I got to be honest with you. I saw the teaser trailer for part 3 in the theater, and I saw it once, and I'm not watching it again. But as I was watching, I was just like, bro, I'm back in. I'm back in, man. And I don't want to be. I've been thinking of the demise of this thing forever, and I'm hoping this one does bad to a degree because I want James Cameron to do something else outside of these Avatar films, and he's still like I still don't think he doesn't even know if he really wants to do them. He keeps saying he does, but then says maybe I'll bow out, maybe I don't think he even knows.
Like, does anybody want this? Like, this was cool in, 2008, because it was like, oh, this is something that we've never really seen visually. But even at that point, everybody was like, this is kind of Pocahontas with blue people, is
That's true.
it not? And James Cameron's just like, chill, bro. I'm gonna make 5 more, and it's gonna be fine. Like, dude, no, I don't know anybody that's just like, so stoked for the new Avatar. Stop it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I agree. Like I said, you don't quite get it, but boy, oh boy, you're going to go watch it, and then you're probably going to go like, that wasn't too bad. Because the last one was pretty good. All right, what's next?
You know how since the invention of
People at the movie theater, for some reason,
cell phones, they've asked people to turn their phones off in the movie theater? What if I didn't turn the ringer off for anything?
boy, oh boy, oh boy. Man.
Wow, this is a really dramatic part of this movie. I think now is a perfect time to ask you full volume where this actor is from because I feel like I've seen him before.
Oh, God.
Ma'am, could you maybe tell your kids to stop, running around, possibly? If you ever tell me what to do with my kids again, I'll eat you alive.
Man, I had this experience. I was watching, I want to say it was Ed Harris in A Beautiful Mind? I'm looking that up. So I'm thinking that was the movie. Yep. Yeah, so Ed Harris is like walking in that movie, and I'm going like, oh, I'm like, for whatever reason, I'm sitting closer towards the back than I normally would. But I'm hearing all of these like surrounds, and I'm just like, holy cow, the surrounds in this movie are going wild. What's happening here? And then you hear it when it's like not supposed to be happening in a scene. And I remember Ed Harris being on the screen at the time. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I look to the side, and there's this child running up and down the aisles of the theater. And you're like, whoa, what the hell is even happening here? People are wild, dude.
I think even though I'm a grown man, I'm going to throw a bunch of trash on the ground because it's not my job, even though there's a trash can right outside the door.
Yeah. Well, the worst part about that is I worked at a movie theater where we served food and everyone kept all of their food there. And so we would have to go through and clean the theaters completely between films. And when you have like a Spider-Man movie or something that's like damn near 3 hours long, and there's 300 people eating food in one, theater, and then that theater lets out and there's 20 minutes in between the next thing and you've got to clean all of it by yourself. That's the life I used to live.
I don't care. I'm going to make these people do it. I'm the only person in this theater, and I will be gooning.
Hey, I've been the only person in a movie theater many, many, many times. And even after hours when the theater was closed, I was managing it. Calm down. Never gooned in the theater. I can tell you that. That I can tell you. It's like, oh, no.
It is my godly duty. Man,
duty.
And my girlfriend dragged me here. I don't even want to be at this movie. I'm going to be playing Clash of Clans, though, and ruining the experience for everybody.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Here. Yeah, it's an open theater, but I'm going to sit right next to you.
Brother, y'all know my Point Break remake story, man. Dude, the entire theater assigned seats, and I pick a seat, and then he picks this one right beside me. Unbelievable, bro.
I think that's where I want to sit. I'm a random stranger. I'm going to sit 2 seats down. Maybe.
No, 2 seats down's fine. 2 seats down's fine. This motherfucker sat on the. We shared the same armrest, bro. I walked in the theater. I looked him in the eye. I'm like, oh, the fuck? I just walked to the next aisle.
Even right next.
Twitter lost their minds because a bunch of USC undergrads shot their thesis movie with a 70mm IMAX camera.
Doesn't mean it's good, everybody. Why? It just do it. To just fucking Nike, just do it. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason.
My name's Joe Russo. I make movies. Let me talk to you about why this doesn't necessarily mean they made a good short film.
Joe, come on now. I just said it, but you can go on. I'll let the man cook.
I'm gonna let you in on a dirty little secret that the high-end film schools don't want you to know.
You have all the filmmaking equipment in your pocket right now. Right now. You have a 4K camera in your pocket right now. You can get sound gear for next to nothing. You have a movie machine in your pocket for all intents and purposes free right now. Right now.
You don't have to go to USC or UCLA to make it in the film industry. I know more people who went to USC and UCLA who are not working in the industry or not doing what they wanted to do when they set out at those schools than I do people who attended those schools who are working as filmmakers. So just because you go to USC and you have access to equipment you might not have at a smaller film school does not necessarily guarantee better results. And
Steven Soderbergh shot Unsane on an iPhone. Your tools don't matter. Your tools don't matter. He shot like what was that flick? It's called Full Frontal, the one that was like 4 frames, and you had to kind of follow which one it was. It's all like one big long take. I think he shot those with like Canon XL1s or something like that.
Definitely doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a feature made or have a career as a filmmaker. Back in 2007, the fledgling film school I attended, Arizona State, they had just gotten digital cameras in for the first time, and the teachers and students were losing their minds. But shooting with the high-end camera at the time came with a bunch of limitations. You could only take out one of the cameras. Since everyone was after it, you could only borrow it for a certain amount of time. I knew my senior thesis project was going to require multiple cameras to shoot action scenes. So rather than chase the fancy camera, I shot on mini DV tapes. It allowed me to rent 3 cameras and get all the coverage I needed to tell the story I set out to achieve. And I don't think it's very arrogant to say that it turned out better than almost every other short that capstone year. Because we made the right choice for the production and for the story. I have no idea the story this USC student is trying to tell, and I have no idea why they need
But I know this, their shit ain't showing on no IMAX screens.
An IMAX 70mm camera. But the thing I do know, the thing that you should know, is it doesn't matter how good the camera is, it's how you use it.
Yeah, your story is always gonna need to be better than your fancy equipment.
It's a turtle dove.
Okay.
You have one?
Speaking of Home Alone 2, I told you we're in the Christmas spirit these days, boy. Home Alone 2, realistic ending.
And I have one. And as long as we each have one, we'll be friends forever.
Aww.
Really? This is it?
Yeah.
This is what I get? For saving your punk ass from almost getting murdered last night?
I thought it was a nice gesture.
Nice gesture? I'm f***ing homeless! I am covered in pigeon shit! I smell like shit! What am I gonna do with a Christmas ornament? Did I see you come out of the Plaza Hotel?
Yeah, my family's staying in the penthouse suite.
Penthouse suite? And all you got me was this fruity little ass TJ Maxx bullshit ornament?
I just thought it was a nice...
You get your ass back there and you go get me some fucking food and $500 worth in cash before I fucking throw that little piece of shit body of yours into the goddamn East River.
You know what? I think that's actually would have been better and more accurate. What's next?
Can you guess the movie just by the frame? We'll do 2 movies. The first one I think will be pretty
Oh boy. All right, horror edition. So let's see how we work.
easy, but the second one I think will be a lot lesser known. All right, let's get started with the first frame for movie number.
Oh, come on, everybody. That's The Shining. What do you need? More than one frame for this? Come on. This is amateur hour. Come on.
All right, here is the second frame.
If
Kind of
you
gives away
need
the
more
setting.
than one frame, you are no idiot.
Here is the third. I think the carpet is pretty iconic here. But if you don't know it from this, here is a final giveaway.
Oh Lord. Okay. and if you're mentally,
Yes, it was The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick
what
from
do you
1980.
know?
I'm sure you've seen it by now. Such a great psychological horror, perfect for this time of year. All right, let's get started with the second movie. Here is the first frame.
Couldn't tell you off the first frame. Looks like we're on a train of some sort. Horror edition. Remember that?
Here is the second frame. Maybe you recognize this actress. Here is the third frame, which kind of gives a hint to what the movie is about.
Is it a cure for wellness?
And lastly, here is a giveaway frame with the main actor.
Yeah.
Did you get it this time? It was A Cure for Wellness, directed
Great flick, by the way.
by Gore Verbinski from
There he is.
2016. It takes place in a luxurious spa in the Swiss Alps.
I mean, like I had maybe an inkling, but I was like, surely that wouldn't be in, because that's not a movie a lot of people think of.
And Dane DeHaan's character is slowly unveiling the mystery of why the guests never seem to leave.
Great flick.
Let me know how you did in the comments, and what are your thoughts on both of the movies?
I did pretty well, thank you very much.
Who's seen The Goonies recently?
When did we last see The Goonies? The Goonies we reviewed on HMP at some point. No, we did February. Was it February? The Kikwan month. Yeah, February. Wow, all the way back then. That's when we last watched The Goonies. And you know what? Held up. I enjoyed it. Let's see what she was going to have to say about The Goonies. She's probably going to be talking some
Who's seen The Goonies with 2025 eyes?
Yeah, literally 2025 eyes. February this year, yes. Mm-hmm.
My son is obsessed with The Sandlot right now. Like,
good stuff.
Just watches it on repeat, one of those
Yeah.
things. And I've actually been really impressed with The Sandlot. There are
classic
things in it, we talked about consent and all those things.
You ought not fool a girl into, giving you a smooch while she's, while she's trying to save your life while you pretended to drown, you little scamp.
But overall, I think it's a good movie, especially for young boys. So we were brainstorming other 80s nostalgia movies to share with our kid that.
Okay. Here's where I think she's going. I'm just giving guesses here now. My guess is she's going to be like, we started watching this movie, and then the Statue of David comes up.
He might enjoy, and The Goonies came up. My husband and I haven't seen The Goonies in ages. Let's watch The Goonies. Who was letting us watch that? Who was Mouth is a psychopath.
Well, yeah, he's Corey Feldman. They just kind of let Corey Feldman do what Corey Feldman do, and he's so great while he's speaking Spanish to her, talking about how like they're gonna kill Rosa if she doesn't do the house correct or whatever. You better bring the cocaine in here. All this kind of shit. It's great.
Legitimately, that kid could probably be diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, right?
Yeah. He'd be a psychopath. But here's the thing. We used to just call those kids crackheads, and we just kind of like we smacked them a little bit, and they became either like, wards of the state or they just kind of straightened out after a little bit, or they died.
We meet this kid as he's making the, token fat kid dance.
Hey, listen, it was the 80s and 90s. We was doing that kind of stuff. You embarrassed your friends. It's what you did.
Without his shirt on to get into the house. And then the mom comes in and is like, hey, I'm the mom and we're packing up and this Hispanic woman is going to be the one who's packing up our house. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know how I found this woman.
That is something to be to scratch your noggin about. You're right there. She just goes trabajar, and she's just like, you see, okay, all right. That's all I got, really. They were like, hey, Mouth's at the house. Mouth, you speak Spanish for this lady. And then, of course, he just, tells her all the worst things in the world.
But I guess I just pulled a random lady off the street and told her to get to work. Who here speaks Spanish? Mouth of
It is true. It's true.
Of course, raises his hand and like, I speak Spanish. I'll translate. And boy, does he. Boy, doesn't he terrorize this poor lady. Let me tell you right now, any of the Hispanic moms that I know, if a boy had talked to her that way, I don't think she would have fallen for it.
Yeah, but he was a white boy who spoke Spanish, though. That probably scared her because she don't see that a whole bunch, right? So I think she got spooked. Rosa got spooked.
I don't think she would have been surprised. I do think she would have thrown her shoe at him. Oh, and that
chancleta, you mean?
That's not even going into the fact that it opens with a man in his cell, jail cell. Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw that as a kid, that was a little unnerving. You're not wrong there. But he faked it. He's not real.
He was faking it, and it was rather clever. But what? What is happening?
Yo, PG movies used to be baller back in the day, didn't they?
Let us watch that.
They threatened to blend a child's hand up in a blender, dog. Come on. We used to just put that on television and we were just like, yeah, shut up. There you go. What's next? This is so they're doing Willy Wonka. This is that screen that's in LA that's kind of the big giant, it's not the sphere, but it's close enough sort of thing. They do dinner and a movie, and they've got and again, I think they do this probably the right way, where there's the movie that's in the on a thing that would be the size of a movie screen, and then there's deluxe stuff around the screen that kind of to a degree or another, I suppose you could say, interacts with what's going on the scene around it. But you can guarantee that when you're going to this thing that there's going to be assholes, including the asshole that you are with your phone out, pointing at the screen going, look at all of this. Look at, and you can't be mad at anybody else because, bitch, you doing it too. Look at all of this stuff. Isn't it great? I mean, yeah, but still.
Humphrey Bogart was...
Okay, well, I guess I didn't put in the interstitial here. Humphrey Bogart was what?
One of the biggest actors in acting history, bigger than probably Leonardo DiCaprio was during his time, and probably walked around yelling at everyone. I don't know if he was a nice guy or not, but, probably...
I feel like he was probably a little bit of a douche. Look at the era that he was in and everything. He had to be a little bit of a douchebag there. And I also, maybe there's a little bit of the Bugs Bunny cartoon that's to blame for that, Mr. Bogart.
Probably was like, I'm the man. And then look at all this just a few years later. We don't even know who he is.
Here's the problem. Humphrey Bogart, tiny little guy. tiny little fella.
So, like, whatever you're doing in your life, just shut up about it because it's not actually that important.
Yes.
Nobody who does anything really is because you'll just be lost to time.
Yes.
So just enjoy it and just treat people with kindness.
Yes, you guys, and respect and just be humble. And
because it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about Humphrey Bogart per se. But given the era, I doubt the man's hands were squeaky clean. That's a guess. I'm going to get a drink refill. I'll be right back, I guess. Don't go away! All right, we're back. Let's roll.
I feel like all theater chains are starting to incorporate a monthly subscription, but they have not considered this idea. Why has no...
Okay, you guys know how I feel about movie theaters. I've done the subscription thing for both AMC and Regal. I did Movie Pass back in its heyday for quite some time. Saw so many movies with Movie Pass that my highest one that year was 150 movies in the theater. Bananas! It was great, dude.
No theater given their members an opportunity to vote on what movie is going to be shown in their theater. To try and paint a
Yeah, because those are probably lies.
picture of my vision for this idea. Think about Black Ops. Do you remember voting on what map you were going to play? I remember growing up that there was a way you could go on the internet and vote on ESPN for who was the greatest athlete of the week. I'm just envisioning something like Mystery Monday, except now it's Member Monday. And
Yeah, but that's all bullshit and it'll never happen. And just because there's too much bullcrap that goes on. The logistics of it are going to be bad because let's just say you have 4 films with which to choose from, right? They go like, hey, here are these 4 movies. Which one of these do you guys want to see? And let's say people voted on, one of them. In order to even put those up, though, they would probably, I would imagine, need to have the rights for all of those films, right? And if they do, chances are then those movies are all going to be coming from the same company because you would not necessarily want to go to like a Warner Brothers and a Paramount and an MGM and whatever, and Disney. You don't want to have to go to those 5 people, those 4 or 5 people and say, hey, we need rights to all these if indeed somebody actually goes through and selects your movie. And of course, the other guys are going to be like, well, why am I up against this person? Why can't you just play my movie? It sounds like a nice idea in concept and everything, but I think in execution it would never actually work.
they pick 4 different movies for members to vote on, and then based on the vote, that's what's screened. I think about this all the time. Like if
you did it for like retro films or something, maybe
they play the exact classics that I want to see on the big screen.
Okay, now if you're talking about classics, that's a different story, and I think you're right. I think we need to do that. That is correct. See what people are interested in. Now let's use on the other foot here. But if we're talking about going and seeing classics and stuff like that, old school classics and whatnot, yeah, it may if you sell it right.
I would go and see it, especially if I had a say in it.
But they don't sell it right. That's the problem.
I think most theaters are struggling to replicate the AMC A-List formula in finding ways to get customers to buy their monthly subscription. I think this would be a great way to do that. As someone who doesn't have AMC A-List, I think that I would pay something like $10, $15 a month to be a member of a certain theater chain if I had the power to vote on movies that I wanted to see. Just an idea.
Yeah, or Hollywood could just start putting those out in general and letting us go and watch them. As I have mentioned many a time, is that they need to back off of places that are available to stream things and say, hey, you can either buy it on physical media or you could see it how it's really meant to be seen and see it in a movie theater and like really start to drill in on stuff like that. But Hollywood doesn't have the balls to do what I think they should do. So, here we are.
Yeah, but I think it would be pretty cool.
Who remembers the rumor that The Little Mermaid had a penis on the cover of the VHS? When I was a kid in the early 90s, this is what we always thought was a penis. The rumor was that there was a disgruntled artist.
You know, I remember that. I remember the supposed penis thing, but that's not the one that I remember. I remember a different one altogether. I don't know if he's going to talk about that one, but we're gonna see.
For Disney, who was going to quit, and they were like, I'm going to quit in the most epic way, because I'm going to put a dick on the cover of this VHS. But it turns out that the artist that did this was under the gun and only had like a few hours to produce something for Disney, and that just happens to look like a dick. So does anyone...
Under the sea. Yeah, listen, it's not looking good. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't look the greatest. Doesn't look the greatest. Looks a little bit, but at the same time, too, one could say if he didn't say it and didn't point it out, would your brain have thought that? Tough to say. Tough to say.
My Gen X millennials remember this, because I do remember staring at this with my friends.
Well, what are you staring at it for there, bud? All right, let's staring at it
And giggling and thinking,
well, all right, if you're giggling, that's a little bit better, but you know, if you're just
definitely a dick.
That's not the one that I remember. What I remember is there was this, I heard about this because you heard about all the things that they supposedly hid in Disney movies, like in The Lion King when what's his nut plops down on the mountain there and all the leaves or birds or some shit flies up into the air and it's like supposedly in weird letters spells out sex. And in Little Mermaid, when they're getting married on the ship there and everything, they've got the tiny little priest that's like a little pint-sized guy. There's a bit just before it cuts to the next shot. If you look down, all of a sudden, priest is standing at is going to mass, as it were. I heard some people be like, it's a knee. I tried to give as much justification because I went in a skeptical person. I went in a skeptical man, and I said, this is bunch of bull crap. People are thinking the wrong thing. And when you watch it, you're like, ooh. You've tried to do it again. You're like, all right, maybe. No, it's definitely that.
How well do you know horror movies?
I think I'm okay.
Welcome back to Trivia Tuesday, where every Tuesday I will show you 5 horror movie related pictures. Rules are simple, don't cheat, and don't forget to pause the video after
shit
for every picture for a chance to answer. If you play my trivia every week and you know that Thanksgiving is literally right around the corner, then you probably have a good idea what the theme is going to be.
Thanksgiving.
That said, let's get started. Here's your first image.
All right, let's see. I can't. That is from Thanksgiving, right?
My favorite horror movie of 2023, the correct answer is Thanksgiving. If you said Thanksgiving, then you got it right. Here's your second image.
From one of my favorites, everybody. That's our good friend Turkey there in a little film called Thanksgiving. If you go over to the internets there, I have probably written more about Thanksgiving than any other author on the internet. Yeah. I saw this movie. First one was on Netflix. 2011, maybe? No, wait. 2011, 2012, something like that.
One of the most ridiculous movies I've ever seen in my entire life. The correct answer I'm looking for is Thanksgiving. If you said Thanksgiving, then you're...
Yeah, it was 2008, so I probably saw it in 2009, maybe. Maybe it even was 2008. Whenever it got onto Netflix for the first time, before Netflix was streaming like Netflix is streaming now, way back.
Right. Here's your third image.
Let's see. Is that Ready or Not? I don't know.
This is one that I have not personally seen, but you can find it on Hulu. The correct answer is Pilgrim. Or if you said
No, I did not. I don't know.
Into the Dark, Pilgrim, then you also got it right. Here's your fourth image.
That's Blood Rage, aka what's Blood Rage's other fucking name? I'm at a loss. I know it, but I don't know it. Blood Rage is the answer, though.
The answer I'm looking for is Blood Rage. If you said Blood Rage, then you're correct. Here's your fifth.
It does have an alternate title, though, because even when you like put it in the DVD and stuff now, it doesn't say Blood Rage. It says its actual title, what its first title was.
And final image.
That's not cranberry sauce, by the way. I don't know. The guy with the face. That's what's throwing me. I don't know.
I, for the life of me, could not find a high-quality still from this movie. I'm so sorry, but the correct answer is Home Sweet Home. If you said Home Sweet Home...
Never seen it. I know Sweet Home Alabama.
Right. For those celebrating Thanksgiving this week, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
And for those of you who aren't, suck eggs.
And I'm very thankful for all of you guys who play trivia every single week. I'm very glad that you guys enjoy it. And as always, go to the comments and let me know how you did on this week's trivia.
He seems like a really nice guy, doesn't he? And I'm happy to have you on here whenever I see this your stuff here and bring you on to an old TikTok Trash Tuesdays. Just remember, not all trash is bad trash. Some trash, good trash, just good trash. More trash.
We'll never have another film trilogy like this ever, right?
No. Nope. Nope. It's impossible. I don't think it will ever be done like this ever again. It's a miracle it happened in the first place. It's unbelievable that it happened. I was a naysayer, dude. I didn't know the book or anything. I just knew it had a lot of a lot of clout, a lot of history and stuff. I knew that they were filming 3 films in a row, and I was just like, what if this first movie sucks? I'm like, I don't know, man. I was just I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, this looks interesting. You go and see it, and it was just like, holy shit. It was absolutely amazing. Then they get to the end of it, and then some people who didn't know that there had more than one movie were like, wait a minute, that's it? And it's like, no, there's another movie coming next year, and then another movie the next year after that. And they were the best 3 movies of those respective years. It was unfucking believable.
And I don't just mean that in the sense that it's really good. I'm saying that the conditions that allowed this to be made the way it was made don't exist anymore.
You can't just go off to New Zealand and do absolutely nothing and just be away from all the prying eyes and stuff like that, because they're not traveling all the way over there to see you. They're not doing any of that nonsense. So you're kind of left alone. But you left alone the guy who made Bad Taste. And you said, here's a whole bunch of money. Go make a Lord of the Rings. What's that? Meet the Feebles? No, you good. You good, son. Go ahead. Go on. Make this. Make this unmakeable film 3 times over.
Starting with the fact that there is no equivalent of this book series out there that you could base films off of. Tolkien spent over 30 years writing the Lord of the Rings novels. This is decades developing the lore and the unique languages in it. His manuscript for the original trilogy was over 9,000 pages. And even the home video release is something you couldn't do anymore.
So great. I have all of these. I bought them all individually in the big giant gift set that came with each of them. They're all back there up on the mantelpiece, all the little pieces from it, and a little statue dealie that's got 3 film cells in it from all 3 films that I got when I saw all 3 films leading up. It was amazing. Again, no one else is doing this shit, dude.
Crazy box set that I think came with 12 discs and has something like 25 hours of material.
It's astounding how much material. Fuck is going on here? Okay, there we go.
And it's when diving into that stuff that you realize how unlikely all of this was, even at the time. For example, Peter Jackson never made anything else on this level.
Nope.
Even when he tried coming back to this universe, he couldn't recreate.
Well, and he could. It's a whole nother story, but yeah, even he couldn't really do it. But he didn't want to do it. It was like a contractually obligated thing at that point. I think he was kind of done with it.
And if you weren't there at the time, you probably don't realize what a crazy decision it was for New Line to agree to finance 3 movies. Because Wizard and Dragon Fantasy was not doing well. There were multiple big budget bombs that had come along. Through the 80s and the 90s, they kept trying. How many of you remember Dragonheart? Had Sean Connery playing the dragon.
I'm a dragon, everybody. Hold your tongue.
And previous adaptations of Lord of the Rings hadn't been blockbusters. So in the late 90s, when they were trying to get this project,
it seemed like such a fucking gamble, didn't it? Gosh, what a gamble.
Together, it was a nightmare trying to find funding for it. Originally, Miramax had approved 2 films, but once they saw the script, decided it would be so expensive, they asked Peter Jackson to get it down to 1 2-hour movie.
Oh, you want to talk about a crime against humanity? Put him up, put old Weinstein up for another charge, baby.
The whole trilogy. He refused. They wound up taking it to New Line, who agreed to do a trilogy, but for only $60 million per movie.
Which is like nothing.
They only got approved for more budget after the production company saw a finished segment of the first film. And if you watch those behind-the-scenes featurettes on the DVD, and you see things like these guys who spent
the absolute craftsmanship that went into this film is astounding.
2 straight years making all of the chainmail by hand.
There's 13,000 rings in one of these suits when it's finished, and it takes approximately 3 days to make up one of these suits.
And every time you thought they were just shooting the actors in a big green room and then this was all just digitally added, you realize that, for example, they had to invent entirely new techniques to make Frodo look smaller. Like they're doing a forced perspective thing here where he's actually much farther away. So this table here is actually 2 separate segments with different sizes of props. And then they had to do a special motion tracking thing with the camera with both segments moving with the movement of the camera. Also,
it's insane.
You can have both actors actually in the room together, interacting with physical props. And then you think about how...
That's why it looked real. It looked real because they sold it to you properly. They played the magic trick in front of you. Ugh, so good.
Long it took Ian McKellen to grow his hair out like that. Peter Jackson spent 4 years making that first film, from script to post-production. And they were given a full year to do the post-production part of it, which is so important. When people complain that big budget movies look fake or cheap or lazy, usually the thing they're complaining about is they just didn't have enough time. There's just no rushing this level of care in the costumes and the sets and the locations and everything.
It's impossible. It's an impossible thing to do something of this level again. I'm certain of it.
The trilogy would get nominated for 30 Academy Awards. It would win 17 of them.
But they saved them all for that 17 run. That was one night. That was just... Everyone they got nominated for, they won. That's how good.
If you were to try to replicate that, I don't know where you would even start, because there's not another book series out there like this. There are not studios out there that would commit not just to doing an entire trilogy up front, but doing it in a genre that had not been performing at the box office. I would say that we didn't know how good we had it back then, but we knew.
No, you goddamn right we knew. We 100% knew what we were in at the time. I sat there and it was just like, this is our fantasy version of Star Wars. It's that level of thing. And that's what it felt like. It was like that. It felt like that. The Matrix felt like that, where it was just like, oh, we know what's going on right now. But the Lord of the Rings was perfect. The Matrix, had like, 2 other bad films, then a third film that followed, and then the fourth film rather that followed up all that was even worse. So the Lord of the Rings was just one after another. Perfect.
When this film series came out, people who were into fantasy could not believe that this was allowed to exist. A lot of people believed that that book series was unfilmable. And even the frankly massive changes that Peter Jackson made to the story all worked out. Nothing about this was easy or obvious.
And worse or better than that, even. The extended versions were 100% better. None of it was fluff. It was almost like when you saw the extended cuts, you were like, how could this have not been in there? It so belongs in there. And if you take it out, what are you even doing? It's so good. Come on.
Or a sure thing. There are hundreds of points where it all could have gone wrong. And each attempt to try to recreate the magic of it just proves what a miracle it was.
Question for the Blu-ray.
Oh, that should have been an interstitial there. All right. Here go. Oh, we got more Avatar talk. Let's see.
Collectors out there, what do you guys do with the extra DVDs that come in these? As you may know, most Blu-rays come with a DVD copy as well of the film that you purchased. For example, here's Despicable Me, Blu-ray, DVD, and digital.
Hey. Stop the bragging, sir.
Copy. Avatar contains a DVD as well. Star Wars also DVD, Blu-ray. Yeah, all of these also contain a DVD.
Yeah, you know what I do? I keep them in the case. What do you mean, what do you do with them?
Along with the Blu-ray as well. I don't really care about Blu-ray or DVDs unless it's like a really beautiful film that just needs to be seen in super high quality.
And then, because if you did, you'd get a 4K, and that don't even sound like you got one of them. Come on now, homie.
Otherwise, I'm fine with DVD quality. However, when I get a Blu-ray, I will just keep the Blu-ray. But what do you guys do with the DVD? You guys keep them both? Do you guys ever watch the DVDs? Do you watch?
Do you mean like if you already own the DVD? Like, for example, I just got The Killer on 4K, which also, ironically enough, comes with a Blu-ray. And I do have a DVD copy of The Killer. I'm just gonna keep it, I guess.
Only the Blu-ray, and then the DVD just sits there. Typically,
The DVD just sits there. Most of my DVDs just sit there, if we're honest.
I'll just put them in like a sleeve or something, and I'll like label them and give them to a friend or something. Let me know what you guys do.
I don't do nothing. Excuse me, my goodness.
Am I afraid to give a movie a bad review? No.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, and kinda.
He's talking.
Okay, now I remember why I got this. So we have a stitch here from somebody that's not a movie reviewer of a movie reviewer. So we're getting a little outside of our box here, but I think this might be interesting. So here we go.
About Wicked, and he absolutely is afraid to give certain movies bad reviews.
I've said that before, and I've said that about many a TikTok or movie review person, especially if you're one of those who goes out to movie premieres and stuff like that. We know, y'all. We know. We get it.
He says so like 5 seconds later. And I actually really like his comment. I follow him whenever I'm looking for something, whenever I'm about to see a movie. I always want to see what he says about it. We don't have the exact same interest, so some of the stuff that he likes, I don't like, but usually he has a pretty good barometer. But when it came...
It's pronounced thermometer. That's a Cosmo Kramer line, everybody. I'm not that dumb. Come on now.
Came to that Wicked movie, I saw his review and he basically didn't say anything. And he says in that video that the reason he didn't is because the fan base is toxic.
Man, fuck all that, boy. I tell you what, I want a community to come after me talking about Wicked. Get out of here. I mean, what could they even say? What could they even say?
And they will attack him and talk negatively about him in his comments.
So? In
my opinion, he is doing a disservice and not doing what his job is. He
agree.
Does that for a living. He quit his full-time job to be a movie reviewer, content creator. He's scared of a bunch of people online, which makes his reviews less credible to me now. I hate that I say that. Like I said, I am a fan of his. I follow him. I will still follow him. But when it comes to something that might be controversial or there's a rabid fan base, now I have to take that into account when waiting for his review. I wish that he would tell everybody what he thinks actually of the movie and just take whatever comes with it. How are you a content creator and afraid of comments online?
Not your buddy too. I got your TikTok follow right over here, big man. I'm not going to see a bunch of trash like him all the time, but if there's anybody that's going to shoot you straight on a movie, it's going to be me. Good, bad, or indifferent. None of your fan bases scare me.
Hello, I would just like to say that I will not rest until places like Alamo Drafthouse and Nighthawk and any other dine-in movie theater experience start serving soup. I don't
Soup? Start serving soup? Sir. Now, as a person who used to work at a movie theater restaurant, very much in the style of the Alamo Drafthouse, I can tell you that soup has no place in the theater. No place. Not a hearty chowder, nothing. Get it out of here. You're wrong.
I want to hear about people worried about spilling things because they're serving nachos and burgers and pizza at these places. You could easily...
You're not spilling pizza like you're spilling soup, my friend. What are you talking about? You're spilling french fries just like you're spilling soap.
You know, soup in a cup.
Him just, I don't know why that tickled me so. Soup in a cup. What the hell's going on here?
With a lid on it. Springbone has figured this out. It's the perfect... Soup is the perfect food.
That's what you want in movies. Get out of here, dude. You're insane.
When you're not sure how hungry you are.
You gotta eat some soup. Get some soup ahead of time or just get yourself some popcorn, everybody. Or soup. Get yourself a bowl of soup. Soup to nuts, you'll be done with your movie in no time.
Because, like, when you're not that hungry, you can just sip the broth.
I just want a little bit of a soup. What is your soup of the day here at the movie theater? Oh, it's a gumbo. Oh, broccoli cheddar again. This is such a great time to be here. I get to see this movie and there's broccoli cheddar. I'm so excited.
You know? And when you're hungrier, you can eat the stuff that's in the rest of the soup. This one...
Get yourself a bowl of chicken noodle soup. Just drink the broth if you're not super hungry, but if you find yourself that you're hungry, you can eat the rest of the stuff. Next, he's going to be asking for grilled cheese sandwiches. Man, this cat's going to not be stoppable, man.
Very easy. And you've got blended soups like butternut squash.
Oh, he's going into the butternut squash. Come on. I'm telling you, you may... How many people are going out to the theater just going, motherfucker, they need a butternut squash soup up in here.
And potato leek. And then when you're feeling heartier, you've got like chicken noodle.
Let's see, get some chicken noodle.
Obviously, and other soups that are not chicken noodle.
He ran out of soups. He was just done. And I don't know, other soups aren't chicken noodle soup.
But yeah, I will not rest until these places start serving soup. If I were to run for political platform in 2020,
ladies and gentlemen, I will give you soup at the movie theater.
It would be to get dine-in movie theater experiences to serve soup. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
Oh, gee whiz. Oh, man. That's fantastic. That's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I can't top that, man. That is unbelievable, dude. thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. It's been a good one. We're not doing much better than that one. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the hype button if you're one of those people. And you should be one of those people because it don't cost you nothing. It helps this show get out to other people just like you. And join us back here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we're talking more TikTok trash all around the internet, because that's what we do around here. We talk some smack about people. We laugh. We have a good time. Maybe shed a tear or two. And we're glad that all of you could come out and participate in the chat. And we hope to see you back here on Sunday. Sunday, we're reviewing, we're in our Christmas month here, and I've already forgotten what we're reviewing. Give me a second here. I got to pull it up because I want to give you the right, the right promo here and everything. So next week, we're going to be checking out While You Were Sleeping. That's going to be our Is This a Christmas Movie? And our Is This a Christmas Movie series is While You Were Sleeping. Well, that'll be 8 p.m. Sunday right here on the YouTubes. That is it, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I got to hit the old gym here and hit the hay. Appreciate you. Love you so much. We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.